Everybody, I'm mL7 and we're back again, this time with a PLAT KIRIKO VOD review. We have some key moments. Overall, this game, let's read the notes first. I feel like I fell short on flanks, off angles, and pressure overall, and I think my Kitsune usage wasn't as good as it could have been based off of your other VOD reviews. I think I only got a few assists in the entire game of my Fox, and that's something I could improve on. I'm also curious if a swap to another hero could have helped this game. By the way, thanks for the great content. You've helped me climb from bronze to plat, and you're my favorite streamer. Aww. Thank you and congratulations on the climb. Okay, let's keep on reading. Key moment number 1. From 744. How do I respond to this Cassidy? Earlier in this game, I helped DPS stop the flanker, but it resulted in us losing the team fight and Fox being wasted. This time I decided to try and leave my Ana in Junkrat to deal with the Cassidy because we had just Nano Annihilation. It was our last chance at pushing the cart. Should I have helped the Ana in Junkrat and waste the Nano plus Annihilation, or should I have just stuck with what I did? Let's observe. 744 to 826.
Okay, I
This is the
win.
fight that starts. Let's watch it first. Oh,
My ultimate is over. Thanks for the touch-up. I'm here. I want enemy here. Minister.
yeah, we're still watching. I don't know what happened there. How does Sigma stop his ultimate? Ah, Sombra hacked him.
What's up? My gift to you.
Okay. Okay. You know what's super impressive? You starting from bronze and climbing to plat, and we can definitely see some habits that you still have from bronze. So let's go over them step by step. First things first, this entire team fight. What we have watched was mostly healer gameplay and not support gameplay. You're focused way too much, as a general idea, way too much on your team and what you can do to help your team, rather than what you can do to the enemies. Now that you started climbing, focus a lot on what you can do to the enemies and not what you can do to your team, even if you're playing support. This means contesting flankers. This means doing a lot of damage to the enemies while also healing your team and also saving the abilities for important stuff. Now, that's step number 1. Step number 2, because you started climbing, in a game of Overwatch, the team with more resources usually wins the team fight because you have more resources. Not always, but usually. Resources can consist of having your entire team there, so 5 versus 5. It can consist of you starting the fight with full ammo. Talked about this in a video called Reload Management. And most importantly, abilities available. In this case, if you're flanking and you force abilities, you don't even need to get kills. You have to force the enemy's attention towards you, some abilities and stuff, then that flank is successful. So starting the fights with as many abilities as possible is the way to go. Why is this important? Because of the following reason. The fight is low starting with this position from here. So, first things first. Talked about this in several VOD reviews. There are some moments, and this looks cool. There are some moments in game in which you want to step in and try to carry your team, and you want to let your team shine. In this case, when your team has Nano Boost and Ramatra Ultimate, you shouldn't make a play. You shouldn't be the one that is going to get kills. You should be the one that sets up the play. This means try to play and enable your teammates and make them feel very safe. If your team is down ultimates, right, and the enemy team has ultimates, then you have to pressure in that case. So again, if your team has ultimates, then try to enable them. The equivalent of Soldier using Nanovisor, and then you stop healing the Soldier altogether when he's getting focused by 3 people. Same thing here. Ramatra has ultimate, Ana has ultimate. I'm not going to do anything cheeky. I'm just going to save my resources and try to enable them. So with these 3 points in mind, let's observe this. Cassidy there. Already we can feel the panic. First things first, we walk in front here when we can always hug the wall onto the left side to avoid getting spammed by Sigma, and Cassidy shooting from top. No panic. We are 85 HP, 1 more shot, you would have died. You get in cover, perfect. Now, reload, chill a little bit. Ana can heal up the Ramatra. You don't have to worry about a full HP Ramatra here with another support that can take care of him. If you're playing with Ana, if you're playing with Moira, if you're playing with Baptiste, and you're playing Kiriko, even with Mercy, right now with how strong her healing is, if the target is under 50% HP, you shouldn't stress that much if your teammates are getting low HP that you have to heal them with Kiriko, especially considering her healing travel time. Right, so this Ana can heal up very easily.
Thanks
You
for the
get to
touch-up.
full HP. Very nice. Ana heals you. But now, remember there was a Cassidy shooting at you. So, you start shooting back. You start shooting back and you start contesting the Cassidy. Even if you land the shots, even if you don't land the shots. What matters is that you apply pressure. You walking here in front, right? Walking here in front, out of cover, means that Cassidy can shoot you for free, which he does. And also he forces an ability. He already won by being in such a bad position. You don't have to force anything here. All you have to do is just sit in the back in this area and shoot the Cassidy. That's it. If you land the shots, perfect. If you don't land the shots, perfect again. Because what can the Cassidy do? He can land shots on you. If you land a shot to him, he's not gonna get healed from anywhere, right? And your team will probably win the team fight with Nano and Sigma Ultimate and Ramatra ult. So if you just stay here and take care of your Ramatra and take care of your Ana and don't take care of yourself, as in pour resources into yourself, such as asking your Ana for heal, maybe making the Ramatra shield for you, maybe using your abilities for yourself rather than for your teammates. For example, you could have had Swift Step to TP to Ramatra in Sigma Ultimate and Suzu him. Then the situation would have looked a little bit different.
I'm here.
So right now, because you go here, you feel a bunch of pressure. Look at Ana and how much pressure she feels in setting up the play. Cassidy is unpressured. Let's watch his point of view in this case.
Heads up.
Boom. Oh, TP, perfect. I'm free. It's like nobody's looking at him. Only Janka can maybe shoot him. Cassidy shouldn't be scared here. He's perfectly fine. Everybody's scared of him. You're in PLAT. It doesn't matter. Your walls are your best friends. They will do mistakes. Cassidy's playing this super well. But the thing is, you're afraid of him. You're thinking about what can you do to save yourself? What can you do to help your team? You should always focus in PLAT what you can do to roll the enemy team. You healing up the Ramatra here, not necessarily, not needed that much. You have to take care of Ana. Ana can keep up the Ramatra. And now Ana, instead of like healing there and getting into a good position, she's stressed. You know? It's kind of like this. When you have two massive healing supports in your team, try not to overlap your jobs. Because there is such a thing as too much healing in Overwatch. It's what I feel like a lot of players actually ask. They think that if they have all the healing in the world, they will win. Well, first things first, you might miss some shots. And secondly, the amount of burst damage that can inflict upon you might be higher than the amount of healing that you can do to them. So, overlapping Kiriko heal and Ana heal is a big no-no. I would prefer one of you to do damage. In this case, you're the one that should do damage because Ana has to get into a good spot. You just pressure from here, and this is how the team fight looks. Imagine you just shot the Cassidy, and then Junkrat commits to the Cassidy, and then you TP to the Junkrat and help kill the Cassidy. You get a pick, and now it's 5 versus 4 because Ramatra lives. And that's it. See? And now the fight still continues. And now, that was key moment number 1, I would say, in this team fight. First things first, take care of the flankers. Yorana can keep them up. You should be fine. Secondly, this is the second deciding moment of the team fight in which the fight can still go in anybody's favor, but they have a huge advantage. They have a Cassidy flanking behind, and also another one, they are +1. So in this case, the only ways you can win the team fight is if you equalize the numbers, which means you gotta kill the Cassidy, or if you push in aggressively. In this case, somebody being in the back, being low HP, Ramatra with no ultimate, and them being low HP, pushing in front is not an option. But what you can do, because you have your abilities, is you can walk behind and shoot the Cassidy. So Junkrat dies from somebody, just turn around and even fight them from over here. You can do like one shot, you can Suzu yourself, don't be afraid to take duels. And I have a very fast fix for this, because the entire gameplay right here, it's like, I can feel it. I'm gonna heal and hopefully my team is going to kill them. Everybody has been in this position. I look at this. Oh, we heal, we do damage. Like, you're confused, you don't know if you should do damage, you don't know if you should heal, you don't know where you should position. You Suzu because they're low, Cassidy's behind, UTP to a safe spot, and now it seems like a little bit easier to play here. But we can fix this very easily. Positioning-wise, apart from going in the back and maybe fighting the Cassidy, Suzing yourself, you're not going to win the fight probably, but you can buy a lot of time. Get in cover, use walls. As a support, in Overwatch, one of the best tips that I can give is stay in cover almost all of the time. Because your walls are your best friends, okay? It's kind of like Valorant, you know, holding the angles and stuff. Well, same thing here. If your teammates can't protect you, the walls are there to protect you. So if you ever feel confused in a team fight, as in you don't know what to do, then try to get behind cover instead of staying in the middle of everybody. And there's one very simple way of knowing this feeling, if it makes sense. If the following explanation makes sense. If you feel like you're suffocating. There's no other way of putting it. But I feel like every supporter has felt this. It feels like you're suffocating. It's like, he's taking damage in front. I'm getting shot in the front. I'm getting shot in the back. Somebody's coming back. I'm going to be low HP. My abilities. You know, it feels like just you get suffocated because they have all of the space available. Well, this is because you're in the middle of everybody. Now, if you walk in cover, though, from this, it's not that stressful. Why? Because right side, nothing's happening. Behind you, nothing's happening. This side, nothing's happening. Only things here are happening. You see, like, even though you feel like some pressure, it doesn't feel as suffocating as before. Like, this position... still stressful, but not as suffocating. So try to get into cover, try to get inside, try to play around walls. And that is going to help you out in team fights. And the way like you start the fight is you think, do I like where I'm playing from? You know, instead of like staying in the middle, I'm healing them. No. Do I like where I'm playing from? Put yourself first. I like to play from here. So I'm going to play from here. I like to play from here even. Because another way of approaching this team fight is even with Cassidy behind, Kiriko having huge mobility, when the fight was starting, back over here, this is a little bit advanced for Plat, I would say, so I don't want to talk about it, but you can do this with Kiriko quite a bit, because here's the thing, another one, holy shit, we've been staying on this for a very long time, but one team fight, I feel like we can clear up a lot of habits. Whenever you're playing with Kiriko, you have a big luxury of creating a pincer maneuver. Pincer maneuver means that you attack from multiple angles, somebody that's playing from here. So let's say you attack from left side and you attack from this side, or you can grab behind them. It's kind of like surrounding them from as many angles as possible and pincering them. I almost fucking destroyed my glasses. God damn it, I'm passionate about the game. Now... when this fight starts, what you could have done is you could have went even on this side or even behind them over here if you want to be extra aggressive. Okay, you can even go and shoot from here. It's not that much of a good pincering maneuver even from here because it's the same angle, but it's still harder for the enemies to decide, am I going to shoot the Ramatka or am I going to shoot the Kiriko? Imagine if you would have shot from here. This entire team fight. Imagine it from here. Maybe landing a headshot, maybe not landing a headshot. You can heal up Diana, you can heal them up from over there, and you can also turn around and fight a Cassidy in mid-fight. Or you can go all the way deep behind them while Ana's fighting the Ramatra there. In case Rana dies, you can just like turn around and TP to her and Suzu her, and maybe right now you would get a headshot here, or a headshot here. And you can always just TP back. Imagine Kiriko dying here, because you went here, rather than like staying behind your team. Because this is another trap that a lot of Plat players fall into. Everybody's staying in the same line. Think, can I get in cover and split and do stuff to the enemy? If these three questions are answered, then you know that you're in a good spot and you're probably going to win the team fight. Now, this entire thing can be summarized in one very simple way. Play deathmatch with Kiriko. I'm not joking. I can definitely see that you're a player that learned the game. You climb from bronze to plat. And right now, it's about that confidence boost of taking duels against players that are higher rated or the same rating as you are because you climbed kind of fast. Go in deathmatch and play a bunch of deathmatch with the heroes that you main, and you're gonna feel less pressure because here is literally you're afraid of what's going to happen. It's the anxiety of what's going to happen. And you can only get over this by practicing and by seeing the scenarios over and over and over again and desensitizing yourself, if that's a word. So you don't feel that much when those things are happening. Okay, let's move on to key moment number 2. From 11 to 11:25. One more thing, don't be afraid to save your... in case you don't have to save Suzu for any big ultimates or for the Rana or whatever, you can use your Suzu for the duels. So go in deathmatch. I think you have Suzu available. Try to use the Suzu for yourself and you should be fine. You're going to see way more games. And I'm going to give you a very fast fix as well for this. Okay, how do I save this situation from 11 until 11:25? I think it was winnable because the Sojourn wasn't doing much this game anyways. Okay. I stood Diana and tried to get her full health before repositioning to try and save tank. Should I have positioned with Diana in order to help support her? Okay, let's see. Again, this is thinking about what you can do to your teammates and not what you can do to the enemies. Let's continue. Okay, 11 to 11:25. Let's see this. Okay, just one team fight. Good. I love. Look, exact. This is the pincing maneuver that I was talking about earlier. This is really good. Really good. But Sojin feeding here isn't that much on you. Sojin shouldn't play from here. You can pressure from left side, or if you're afraid that the teammates are taking a bad angle over here and playing super close, then you can always pressure from this side. This is even easier. You can shoot them and you can heal, like kunai, kunai, heal, kunai, kunai, heal, rather than kunai, WSD, healing them, kunai, WSD, healing them. You know what I mean? Like, simplify the scenarios that you put yourself in. Look how complicated this disengage is. The fight is lost right now, by the way. Sojin, we're gonna continue playing the fight, but your main source of damage, Sojin, is dead, and Sombra doesn't do that much damage, so the only way you can win this is if somehow one of them feeds and goes really aggressive, or Sombra gets somebody in the back alone. Look like you're walking in the open. No cover. Boom. That's a Suzu Force.
Actuating the barrier.
I like this splitting maneuver. This one was good. This thing when I could have helped her. Could have.
Draw strength from nature.
Again, scared of the duel. Like, this is what I was talking about, like suffocating. This is what's happening here with suffocating, you know? Like, it's a very suffocating scenario. You don't know where to put yourself in, right? Where would I stay? I'm in the open. I'm in the open again. I'm getting focused. I'm not getting focused. Nice duels. Nice, nice. All good, all good, all good, all good. It's like, you know how you need to view team fights in Overwatch? Imagine you're playing a Battle Royale and you don't know where you're dropping, and you just open the monitor and you're like, oh shit! And then you get in cover. That's literally how you need to approach the fights. Like, the second you feel that things are happening, oh my god, and then you get into a spot. It can be any spot, but don't stay in the open, because if you stay in the open, you can get third partied from here, fourth partied, fifth partied, from literally everywhere. Now, let's talk about first things first. Usually, team fights with Kiriko, and this is my opinion on Kiriko in ranked. I think that Kiriko is probably 90% of how good you are with her, the setup before the team fight. And you can make it very easy for you if you take the right angles. This is a super high skill angle to take to contest high ground, heal your team, disengage, and get a proper rotation that is done if you're an experienced player in top 500 for a lot of time. And even then, you're gonna fuck up. This angle is super hard. You have the right intention, right? Hey, this looks nice. I would play the easier one, which is from here. So let's observe. The Kiriko angles that you want to take, it's like an angle in which you can shoot the enemies and have a very easy way of healing your teammates and a very easy way to disengage. So again, 3 things. See enemies, see allies, and be safe. And when you see the enemies and see the allies, don't overcomplicate the angle. Because right now when Sojin dies, for example, imagine you're playing from here. And you keep on spamming. Headshot on Kiriko, headshot on Sojin. Maybe even you continue spamming from here while Ana is healing up the Sigma. Sigma doesn't need 2 players healing him. And right now, you land a headshot onto the Mercy. Onto the Cassidy. And Sigma's behind. And maybe she gets a kill. And this is 4 versus 4. And you're the one that set up the play with that headshot. And it's not even that complicated. Like, just spam at head level and boom. So I'm going to make a very fast graphic to show you this. But again, you know how you're playing? You're playing like a top 500 player in plat lobbies. And it's good. If you're playing top 500 and you get really good with your mechanics, would be amazing. Chat, you're gonna get flashbanged. Sorry about this, but you're gonna get flashbanged. Okay, so it's like this. You can see the enemies. You can see your allies. And you have cover. Okay? So look at how sexy this angle is and how easy it is if you just play from here, for example. Look how easy it is. You just shoot there, move your mouse left. 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 Somebody dies and they back out because they have an Ana helping them and they can get back in cover. Okay, perfect. You can either heal them there or you can even split even more. And then shoot there while they're walking in. Because this is, again, how the setup is. Enemies... Wait, let me make it really good. Enemies are here. Allies are here and here. And you're playing from here. So this is the side of the map that you're controlling. This is the side of the map that the enemies have currently. Right? And I would say like this side of the map. And this area of the map is orange. Anybody can contest it. Okay? Anybody can contest it. So if you just position yourself, boom, 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 and you position yourself from here, then this area here is not orange anymore. This area is your area. This area is your area. And now the enemies, if they walk in, they have to fight you here and they have to fight you here. Does that make sense? You know, like, just with your setup before the fight, you're controlling the flow of the game. Let's continue with this. So that was the setup. And now that's the first part of the team fight. Second part of the team fight is splitting. You can still split from here, by the way. You can walk to the point and maybe try to fight the Cassidy and then TP back. Or you can even play in this tight corridor and maybe try to spam left side and right side. You can always TP back. Or you can instantly disengage. But you have to pick something. This is indecisiveness. Right now, you can see it on Ana as well. You can see it on Sigma too. If this Sigma would have been top 500, Sigma would have instantly here when he got rocked, hug the right side of the wall and walk in. Cover. Because cover means that the enemies can't shoot you. You wouldn't cast the rock here. You would walk right side. Right side. Either back over here or back here. Same for you. So you're chilling here and now you're in the open. Look. In the open. Same thing. Am I in cover? Am I safe? What's happening? And then you back out. And now how do you approach this team fight? You split. Good Suzu, by the way. You split and now you're trying to widen the angle. And this is good. By the way, this is really good. This was just an unlucky team fight. And I feel like you lost it because of the previous fight, the habits that I talked about in the previous fight, which is deathmatching and understanding duels and having the big balls to take the duels when you're under pressure. Because in this case, this is amazing. I'm not joking. This is the best, the most amazing thing that you can possibly do. Because if you stay here with Diana, you can heal up the Sigma, but Sig is going to shield you off. Cassidy is going to push. Everybody's going to push. You can't heal the Sigma. And Sigma might die on point. Sombra can't do damage to save her life. Soldier's back from spawn. This would require everybody to disengage. If you kite back and play with Ana, the fight is lost. Sigma's gonna die. Trust me. Just gonna die. Like, there's no way. They're gonna push, you're gonna die. Even if you're gonna do a little bit of damage, what are you gonna do? You're gonna tickle a Sigma healed up by Kiriko? No, you can't do shit. This is good. You splitting? Chef's kiss. Of course you can split and heal Diana here and do damage here. Maybe land a headshot to the Mercy onto the Sojourn. But the intention is there. I like the intention. Let's continue. And now, this is complicating. Again, Ana is focused on healing up the Sigma. Yours focused. You have a job, right? You heal up the Sigma. While Ana's there in the back. Imagine if you would have played this entire team fight from here. You could do like some damage to Cassidy on the side because you had Swift Step. So right now when you split, you want to do damage either there or you can do it there. And in case like you need cover, you always have like a TP out onto Diana close. You can TP to the Sigma and get in the same position that we're going to play from anyway. You can go onto the Sombra even. The Sombra escape would be awesome. A tip that I haven't covered with Kiriko is whenever you're playing her and the fight is getting tricky and you want to split the angles, actively think who's your anchor. Anchor as in I would say the target that's probably not going to move that much and that you can be in TP range to give you an escape route. In this case, when I split, I'm thinking, I split, I look for a flank, who can I TP to? In this case, I'll probably TP to Sombra, would create an even cheekier angle, maybe we can kill somebody in the back, if the situation gets sticky. You climbing here, okay, good. You can also, by the way, if you don't want to play from the saves, you can just play from here. They can all shoot you, which means they're taking their attention from Sigma. So Sigma's not taking damage. He can't one-shot you yet. You can always TP to Sombra in the back. You walking from here to here takes you from the fight for like 1 second. Ana was healing up the Sigma. Ditch. And now the team fight again. Cassidy's behind you. You can turn around and shoot him. You can drop under. Drop under, TP back. Talking about the anchor. Sojourn's gonna be back. You can always TP back to Sojourn, and this wouldn't have been that bad. See, like in the middle of the team fight, you drop and you think, who can I TP to? I have an anchor. Do I have an anchor? You can always TP back to your Sojourn in this case. And this would have been good. Like you heal up the Sig, a bit of misplay there. Kiriko is a very hard hero to master. You can TP back. You drop. You look left side. Sojourn's gonna be back. You see her. You bait them in. This was very good from you, by the way. Even though a bit sloppy. And you could just TP to Sojourn. And now look at the team fight. Maybe you hit a shot onto the Sigma. Maybe a headshot there. You can heal up your Sigma probably. That's going to be full HP by walking here left side. You can heal up Sojourn. And you can get in cover. But you TPing here puts you in a very bad spot. You have Suzu because you're scared. And now again, we're dancing. What are we doing? We're dancing. We're pressing space. Crouch spam and try to get in cover.
Draw strength from
This,
nature.
like, they weren't looking at you. Look at this. They weren't even looking at you. This would have given you enough time to just sneak in and go back in cover. Yeah, then stay in the open. Look how much time. Good pressure. You won that. You won that team fight, by the way. Landing the headshot there, perfect.
I'm here.
You want to get close to her. Just need to play a bit more Kiriko. And the fight is still happening. And it's fine.
Enemy here.
Okay. We can continue dissecting this, but I would say that we should hop in Olaf review and give a bunch of tips. What to work on to improve fast. And I'm going to give you the secret on improving super fast if you climb from bronze to plat because you're absolutely amazing. You know what? I would say you gotta do a bunch of aim training and you have to have appropriate cooldown usage. This is 70% cooldowns and decision making. Boom. This is how the graph would look for you. I think that if you spend 1 hour every day playing deathmatch with Kiriko or with any hero for that matter and take duels against enemies, you will play way better and you're gonna win a bunch of games. Okay, VOD Enzen. I'm gonna write review Enzen then, thank you. So definitely just do a bunch of aim training. What you need now is you need a confidence boost. That's what you need. You need a confidence boost. And this can come very easily if you do a bunch of aim training. Positioning wise, your positioning was good overall. It's just that before the team fights, you're making situations complicated. So try to make it seem that, especially with Kiriko, you can shoot the enemies easy, you can heal your teammates easy without over flicking your mouse, and you can get in cover while doing so. If these 3 questions are answered, then this should be awesome. Cooldowns usage, again, try to start the fights nice and slow. Try to start the fights with full cooldowns. Try to use them as late as possible. And about your decision making in the middle of the team fight, this is tied with positioning. If you're scared of what's happening and you feel like suffocated because you get flanked from front, middle, left, and right, always try to hug a wall. The walls are your best friends. Kiss the wall, become the wall. Your walls are your best friends. Now, Olaf recommends you do the following. Okay, number 1, 1 hour of deathmatch per day. Okay, I'm not joking. This can be even in queue times. This can be whenever. If you have 3 hours to play and you do 1 hour of deathmatch or 1 hour of training ranges, but not against bots, against players. This is super important. Training against bots in workshop mode is not similar because in workshop mode, you know that the bots won't judge you if you miss. But if you play Widow free for all, you know that the enemy Widow will judge you if you miss 10 shots in a go. So play against them. If you don't have that much time to play deathmatch, then try, let's say you have 1 hour to play deathmatch, then play at least 10-20 minutes of deathmatch and play 1 or 2 games of ranked. That's it. Instead of playing 1 game of ranked, 1 hour, 1 game of deathmatch, at least 20 minutes. This will help you a bunch. You need some confidence. Okay? Number 2, simplify positioning. Again, 3 things with this. A, you have to see enemies, see allies, have cover. If all of these are yes, then you're playing in a good spot. 3, if you don't know where to position, find a wall. Always. Always find a wall. Become a wall. Be one with the wall. Number 4, don't overlap jobs. They take their jobs. If you have Ana and Kiriko, Sigma doesn't need 2 supports with massive amounts of healing up the Sigma. Ana can do her job, and even though you want to heal a lot, you can do something else. You know, don't overlap the jobs. Okay, a fifth tip is, this is very tied with the deathmatch one, but if you force enemy cooldowns first, you will usually win. And this, you can do this very easily with just like throwing some kunai at them. Number 6, set up plays if your allies are the stars next fight. And with this, I'm gonna finish the VOD. This means that if your teammates have some ultimate combinations, you should play in such a way to enable them instead of playing in a way to be selfish and play your life. For example, Ramatra ult with nano boost. Oh, hell yeah. I'm gonna do everything possible to make my Ramatra and Ana well rested before the fight begins. As in, I'm not gonna ask for heal. I'm gonna pressure the flankers. I'm gonna save my cooldowns to help them and not myself. And one last one, in every game that you play from now on, try to do something to the enemy 3 times minimum. 3 times minimum. This means walking to a Cassidy and shooting him and forcing a cooldown. Walking to the side and forcing the Sigma rock from the enemy. Anything. Do stuff to the enemies. Quantify on what you want to improve on, and you're going to see very fast results, because then you can amplify to 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times. Hopefully you found this video useful. Please let me know in the comments, Monk, if you found this, if this VOD review has helped you climb. And good luck. Good luck. Good luck.